cabin. We're almost there. When we get there, we're going to quick unpack and go check an SD card at our late season public land spot. See if there's anything good on it. And then we're going to sight in my new Barnett crossbow. I got the Barnett XP 400. I bought another one because late season, when you get all bundled up because of how cold it is, it's not fun when you're hunting with a bow and arrow. So I like to use a crossbow then. So I got that. We're going to get sighted in. Like, the bucks are moving. I have 4 bucks at my public land tree stand I have set up. 4 shooters, and 1 that is, I'm not sure if I'll shoot him or not. And then we have another giant buck that we're after. He actually scouted all summer, and then there was a lot of hunting pressure, so I moved out of that area. And my guess is he's probably a 130s, 140s 8-point, and I named him Apollo. And we just found he is 5 miles from where I scouted him all summer. So now that we got a general location where he's at, we're going to start branching off, trying to cut him off and get him in the daylight to get him down. So I don't know where we're sitting tonight. We're going to figure it out. So I'll see you guys when I get to the cabin. Alright guys, well that was a good sign. Well, good and bad. I just pulled up to run back in and grab a camera to see what's on it and to take it down so I can move it. And pull into my parking spot and there's a buck standing there. Just a young buck. Probably like a 4-point or something. I don't know. I didn't get a good look at him. Big body though. So we're gonna creep on back here. And then right when I got out of the truck, I kicked up a grouse. And this is where we grouse hunted. I need to just start, whenever I'm not bow hunting, just carry my shotgun in orange. It's like the only way you're gonna shoot a grouse up here. I hope that we don't push that buck out too bad, or any other deer. So I'm gonna be quiet and go grab this camera. Alright everybody, so we ran in there and grabbed the camera. There's a heavy deer trail right under the camera, which there was one when we set it up, but not nearly as like dug down. So I thought that was a good sign. Pulled the camera, snuck out, got to the truck, and there isn't many pictures. There's only, I think, 8 pictures. But I think the camera died. But I don't know how it could have, because they were brand new batteries. But who knows? I'll figure it out. See if they're actually dead or not. But in the 8 pictures, there actually is a buck on the camera. And I'd say he's a shooter for, like, my bow and arrow. He's a smaller 6-point. But, like I said, with my bow and arrow, I'll shoot any buck just to get that first buck with my bow. But with the crossbow, I'm unsure what I would do. But that spot is mainly for Lita, so that'll be a perfect deer for her. And he's during the daytime. I didn't really look at that closely. I'm trying to get back. My cell cams are blowing up at my tree stand, but I can't see if there's a deer there or anything. Mainly because I'm not really looking. I'm in a hurry. But we're gonna go back, sight the crossbow in, and figure out what we're doing for the evening.
Hi everyone, Jacob and I here. We're getting ready to start another weekend. I think the 4th weekend of the archery season. We're heading out to our stands right now. Road's a little rough, but a little warmer today. It's got to be in the 60s, huh?
I'd say almost 70s.
60s, so we don't have to wear our heated vest. So, but I'm sure the temps will drop. Not 100% sure of wind. So we'll see what happens when we park and get out of the car. See what we see. Hi everyone, getting ready to head out for the 4th weekend of the archery season here in Michigan. Jacob and I just got parked here at our spot. He already headed up towards his stand. I'm going to head down towards mine. Maybe we'll get lucky. Fingers crossed.
Alright, we're on our way. We're going to my tree stand. The wind is not how I want it at all, but technically it's good and bad. Bad for the walk-in because it's on my back, but the deer, how they mainly come in, it's going to be perfectly fine. So we're gonna make it work. It's a very far walk, probably about just over a mile, and the last like 200 yards is straight up. We're gonna make it work. I decided to bring the crossbow. I got it all sighted in, and I can make a 60-yard shot here. In the spot I have the 4 bucks, so I figured if I get a 60-yard shot on one of those bucks, I'm taking it, and I can't do that with my bow and arrow. So we're going to continue our walk to this mountain and see what happens. Alright guys, so that did not go as planned. I was not prepared for this, but I went to my mock scrape and I refreshed that and climbed up in the tree, got up here, and I don't have a hanger for this crossbow or my backpack, so I had to just hold everything while I got everything ready. Right when I pulled the crossbow up, 2 deer came running out of the other side of the power lines, into the power lines, and definitely 2 shooter does. And they're standing there, and my wind was blowing right at them, and they didn't even care. So I think one of them more saw me than smelt me. But my wind was blowing right at them the whole time, and they didn't really spook. So it might be good with that. They're still somewhere in here. They ran into my side, but I haven't seen them since. Very windy. But I got the camera up now, so we should be able to film the next time we see a deer. We're gonna make this work somehow. Definitely was unprepared. Jeez, it's windy. It's like it's picking up more and more every gust. And what was funny is after I got everything to where it is now, I checked my phone and I have a camera on that side, and it even warned me that the deer were coming. I didn't even look at it. But I'm gonna be quiet, and we're gonna see if they come in.
Well, I'm all set up in my stand. Forgot my net, so I'm opting for a thicker face cover. Hopefully it doesn't get too warm on me. So we'll see how it goes. Most of the leaves have fallen. Just a few left. So if a deer sneaks through on this side, I'll be able to see it better. Not too much for shooting with all the little branches. If you can see my vine over on the other side, it's hanging there. Looks like they've been messing in the scrape a little bit. So we'll see what happens tonight.
Alright guys, it's 5 o'clock p.m. October 21st, Friday. It's getting cold. Like, it's not cold out. It's this wind. Just keeps getting stronger and stronger. Like, it's getting a little scary in this tree. But I've had a lot of deer here over this past week, all during shooting hours, and we had a nice 8-point during shooting hours on, I want to say that was Tuesday. Shooting hours ended at 7:21 whatever day it was, and he walked in front of my camera at 7:21. But he was walking from by my tree stand, so I could have easily shot him before. But I was at home. So there should be some does in here somewhere. I've been watching for them. The ones that we saw across the power lines. But I haven't seen them since. There's a little water hole about maybe 80 to 100 yards down the power lines more, and that's right where they went. I guarantee it has water in it. The water's went up already this week. Everything's been dry, but now everything has water in it. So when those does come in, I'm shooting. I need to get another deer on the board, get some more meat in the freezer. Alright everybody, it's 5:37. I know it hasn't been that long since my last video or talk, but I decided to check my phone to see what time the deer normally come in. And they're here every single night around 6:15, like any time after 6:15. So hopefully they keep to stay to that pattern, because if they do, we're gonna have a deer to drag out tonight, which would be awesome. If I can get one more doe on the ground, I'll be happy. Then I'm just gonna go after some bucks until late season. gonna see. I tried some grunts earlier, but that didn't do me much good. I figured it wouldn't with how the wind is. Normally, I only grunt when it's not windy and when I'm on the ground. But I figured I'd try. I guarantee if the wind was not blowing like this, it would have worked. So, we're gonna see. It's getting uncomfortable on this crossbow. Definitely need to bring some hangers in here. Or something, I don't know. Or just set up on the ground next time. I don't know. Just a stand is not made for crossbow hunting. That is 100%. But we're gonna make it work.
Just over an hour left of daylight for this evening's hunt. I had 2 doe across on my right, about 60 yards out. They were farther but never came in past 60 and just crossed right out to the opening. Thought I heard a third deer, but my luck it was Mr. Squirrel behind me. So it was nice to see something. See what happens in this last hour or so and go from there. But I'm really thinking I'm going to come back out here in the morning.
Not what I wanted to see. But that's public land. Not a hunter, as far as I know. Looked like he was taking his dog for a side-by-side ride. And I actually had a picture of him earlier, because I have a trail. I got a trail camera, a cell cam, facing my mock scrape, which is facing out onto the power lines. So I had videos of him a while ago. Well, pictures. But, oh well, the deer are used to it up here, so we should be fine. But if it rains, oh well. Too windy up here. Very windy. I did not see this in the weather, but I guess the weather isn't always right. Well, we got about 10 minutes before the deer start flowing in, so we better be ready.
So it's Saturday morning. It's probably like 7:30 right now. It says 7:40, but oh well. And we just left the cabin, but we made not even a mile down the road and already found some deer. That's a good sign. We're going to do some spot and stalks this morning. So what's up, guys? We went after 2 deer and we didn't end up finding them. They must have ran. Maybe they saw us or something. And yeah, we got these 2. I can't zoom in that way. Just 2 fawns. They don't even care I'm here. Where are the bucks at? Oh, now they're leaving. Alright, we'll let them be. 8:30 Saturday. We're getting ready for the evening hunt. I'm unsure where I'm going. I don't want to go to my tree stand again with how the wind is. And the spot I was going to go to, I've never been in before. And I pulled through in every single parking area. You could see boot tracks and where trucks were parking. So I didn't want to go in there. So now I'm just trying to think of where I want to go. But wherever we end up going, I'm ready for any setup. I got the ghillie in the back seat, my ghillie suit, you know, and I got my climber in the back of the truck. So we'll be prepared, but gotta figure out where we're going first. Alright guys, so I was driving to a late season spot I have, and I spotted all these oaks way back in this jack pine field. So there's a 2-track that runs back that way. I'm gonna walk the 2-track, and we're gonna get back there and see if there's any buck sign. If there's not, we're gonna go back to the truck and go do it again somewhere else. That's the plan. So hopefully there's good sign here, and I gotta leave. But I've never been back here before. So we got our bow on the back. I decided to just bring the ghillie suit. I didn't want to deal with dragging a tree stand out there and then nothing good. I have to bring it all the way back. So I got the ghillie in the backpack, so it should work. Alright, let you guys know if we find anything. Alright, so we made it back to all these oaks, and there's nothing like I thought it was gonna be. Like, honestly, there's nothing. Not even close. Like, there's no acorns. I walked the whole thing, I couldn't find a single deer trail. So, and the whole walk in on the 2-track is just small deer tracks every now and then. Nothing big. So, we're gonna make our way back to the truck. It's only like almost 3 o'clock. So, make our way to a different spot and do it again.
Hi everyone, heading out for the afternoon hunt. Yes, I'm driving, but I'm watching the road. Driving a little faster than I should. Had to go all the way back to the cabin because I forgot my flashlight and my Tacticam. So, gonna scoot along here over to my spot. And I'm not opting to sit in my tree stand tonight. I want to go a little farther into where I saw those deer cross through yesterday and just find a tree to set up on and see what happens. So, gonna park the car and head out.
shoot, and she laid down. So I decided if she stands up, I'm shooting her. So I'm gonna try and close the distance a little bit, get her a little bit closer. But see what happens in a couple minutes here, or whenever she gets up. 2 yards.
So, I know I missed, but I'm telling you, I still consider that stalk a success. Because I was unsure at first if I was going to be able to pull that off with the sun and the wind and all that. But we closed the distance 2 times, back to back, on that same deer. And it was a lot of fun. Even though I know it was a small deer after we got close and saw it, but it was still a lot of fun. First arrow I've released on a deer spot and stalk. Actually, no, that's not true. Alright, spot and stalk up here with the ghillie suit and filming. My first one.
Hey everyone, out here in the blind,
Got out here about 4 o'clock, so it's about 5 after 5 right now. Saturday, the 22nd of October. So October is running away from us pretty quick. So, last night, didn't see any deer. The temperatures really went up. I mean, it's in the mid-60s today, and I'm sure it's got the deer, not moving around much. But we're going to give it a shot, see what happens. Something good comes in, going to put it down. So, got to fill the freezer up, and now's the time to do it. So, hopefully we get something in here and can make it happen. But alright, everybody have a good hunt. Enjoy your evening. It's nice and warm, so you're not going to be out there freezing. Alright, have a good one. So Jacob was texting me, and he's out on the National Forest, and I guess he's been stalking some deer, and he's got one like 22 yards in front of him. Alright, guess we don't need this story because he just told me he missed. Another false video.
Alright guys, so that was probably the craziest spot and stalk I've ever had. So we spotted that deer from the road. It looked big from the road, and we snuck in there easy as can be. I got to 70 yards in maybe 2 minutes because the deer was facing away. We had wind cover, everything, and decided, I'm gonna keep going. I got the 44 yards, and I wanted to be closer. So then, sorry, I was looking. She laid down, and I'm like, all right, this is my chance. Well, I belly crawled up to where I was 22 yards from her, I think it was. And all I had to do was wait for her to stand up. And she stands up as I was setting my phone up to film me, because I wanted that second angle. And I'm setting my phone up, and she stands up, so I just dropped my phone and hooked on my trigger, turned on the Tacticam, and pulled back. And she didn't see me doing any of that. She took a couple of steps forward, and I waited to where I had that perfect shot and put it right behind the shoulder, and I don't even know how, but I shot, and this deer just turned, like took a hard right, and I completely shot to the left of her. And then I knocked I didn't knock another arrow. And after I missed, she only ran maybe 50 yards and right away went back to feeding. So then I had to make a decision. Am I gonna crawl back and find my quiver and grab another arrow and go after her again? Or just keep sneaking to her and find the arrow I shot and shoot again? Well, I forgot what bush I left my quiver at. So I decided to go forward and find the arrow I shot. Well, I'm standing at a bush 32 yards from her, and I'm looking for my arrow, and I can't find it anywhere. And all of a sudden, she locked on the Sulting over the hill from me and her. And I started videoing her, and I moved out from behind the bush, and I'm looking for my arrow since she's locked on. And all of a sudden, she started running right at me, and then I think she saw me standing there, and she took a hard left, and I filmed her running away. Well, I figured out just over, like 10 yards in front of her was a deer carcass. There was a camera on a deer carcass for coyote hunters. And they pulled their side-by-side right up to the camera, which was right there by the deer, and spooked all the deer. So it's not that big of a deal. Yeah, I'm bummed out because I was very close, but it happens.
Last few minutes here. Not sure if we're going to even see anything. Jacob and I are out here this morning getting ready to do a spot and stalk.
Sounds like it's more like turkey season.
And all we hear is turkeys.
Too bad it's not turkey season.
First time trying for me. Let's see what happens.